Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to welcome you to the signing ceremony of the Strategic Action Program of the Drin Basin. I would like to welcome, we have with us His Excellency Mr. Yanni Makrandouli, Deputy Minister, Minister of Environment and Physical Planning in North Macedonia, Professor Konstantinos Aravossis, General Secretary, Natural Environment and Water, Ministry of Environment and Energy, Greece, Mr. Izidin Bidjuki, Secretary General, Minister of Infrastructure and Environment, Kosovo, Ms. Geta Lubonia, General Director, Water Resource Management Agency, Albania, Mr. Momcilo Blagojevic, General Director, Directorate for Water Management, Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Montenegro, Mr. Marko Kainer, Director of Environment Division, United Nations Economic Commission for Europe, Mrs. Limnia Eltayeb, Resident Representative of UNDP Albania, Ms. Maria Swoko, Resident Representative of UNDP Kosovo, Mr. Vladimir Mamaev, Regional Technical Advisor, UNDP, Mr. Christian Severin, International Waters Advisor, Coordinator, Global Environment Facility, Mrs. Monica Weber-Farr, Executive Secretary and CEO of Global Water Partnership, and Professor Michael Skoudos, Chair of GWP Med. I would like to welcome you all in the ceremony for the endorsement of the Drin SAP. My name is Dimitris Faloutsos. I'm the Deputy Regional Coordinator. I'm very glad to have been managing the work in the Drin Basin since 2009. I would like to congratulate the riparians for this success. I'm particularly happy to be part of a team that have contributed in succeeding this milestone in the work for the enhancement of cooperation for the management of the Drin, initiated in 2009. I know for a fact that although the SAP was developed fast, its development was not an easy exercise, as the countries negotiated this extensively to ensure that it's fit for purpose. The signing of the MOU in 2011 signaled the initiation of the period allowing the riparians to work together in a structured way. Apart from the SAP, the GF support has led to multiple and catalytic results that go beyond assisting the riparians, not just addressing transboundary issues. Just to mention that transboundary diagnostic analysis provided knowledge and data to assist the countries in their everyday management of the Drin Basin. An information management system gathering all available data and information is to be operational by the end of the year. A management plan for the transboundary Ohrid Lake has been developed. This of significance for North Macedonia, as Ohrid is a biodiversity hotspot and important for the economy of the country. Constructed wetlands have been tested in Kosovo as a cheap means for wastewater management for small settlements. Microinsurance schemes for floods are being tested. We have a terms of reference for the River Basin Management Plan, and the riparians working towards the establishment of the Drin Commission. Now, the SAP implementation is marking the initiation of a new period. It will assist in solidifying results and upscaling practices that have been proven to be successful. It provides for action from the source to the sea, assisting in the protection of the marine environment and the coastal zone, and will be a vehicle for a more close cooperation among the Drin riparians. I would like to ask the Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, to come forward for statements. And I would like to ask first His Excellency, Mr. Yanni Makrandouli, Deputy Minister, North Macedonia, for his statement. Your Excellency.
Thank you, Mr. Faloutsos, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to emphasize that from the beginning, in my mandate, our ministry, myself, gave a strong political support to the Drin Basin process. I'm glad that many experts from our ministry were part from within expert working group. Especially, I would like to express my gratitude to Mr. Dejan Panovski for the engagement and contribution to the whole process for many, many years, for sure. We live in a new normal world, and there are some lessons learned from COVID-19 pandemic, that we learned that it's important to have a good leadership, solidarity, and cross-border and regional cooperation. We have to rethink how to lead the society in a green way and how to everything to create and to establish to be sustainable. We must turn towards climate change fight and biodiversity loss into sustainable models. In this regard, I'm glad that Drin Basin project is based on these pillars or have environmental sustainability principles. This strategic action program for Drin Basin has a very good prepared measures program containing specific actions, time scale, priorities, and responsibilities. The strategic action program played two different roles. Environmental as an important step forward towards future joint management of the Drin Basin, and of course a political important message for strong regional cooperation. Also, I would like to greet the support on the implementing agency of the Drin process and the donor partners, GIF, UNDP, UNSC, Global Water Partnership, MED, and etc. I strongly believe that strategic action program can contribute towards supporting the planned donor conference, and it will further continue with the follow-up of the implementation of the project within this program. As a government official, I want to assure you about our focus on the Drin Basin. The reason for this is that we expect a considerable added value to the ongoing work in the Drin Basin for the enhancement of the cooperation among its riparians towards sustainable socio-economic development of the region. As you already know, the Ohrid Lake, that is a sub-basin of the Drin Basin, apart from its unique biodiversity, it is important for us, both for the touristic value as well as for the hydro energy production. Thank you. Stay safe, stay home. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I would like to ask Professor Konstantinos Aravossis, General Secretary, Natural Environment and Water, Minister of Environment and Energy, Greece, for his statements.
Very much. Your Excellencies, I would also like to express our appreciation and congratulate all of you, the Global Water Partnership, MED, for the excellent work that has been done so far in implementing the Memorandum of Understanding, the management of the extended transboundary Drin Basin. Taking into consideration the extreme difficulties the humanity is facing nowadays, the meaning of the transnational cooperation, solidarity that we are enhancing today couldn't be more essential. The initiative that Greece and neighboring parties have taken many years ago, that is the promotion of the sustainable development and the integrated protection of the unique area of high ecological significance of the extended transboundary Drin Basin, has shown significant progress. Concerning the successful outcomes, I would like to congratulate all the parties involved in the accomplishment of the initiative through the past years for the commitment and constant work. First of all, the members of the Drin core group and the expert working groups established a close cooperation based in mutual confidence and activity. We would also like to express our gratitude to the United Nations Development Programme, the Global Environment Facility, the Global Water Partnership MED, and other partners for their valuable support and assistance in many ways. The upgrade of cooperation in the area is reflected in the establishment Drin Committee in the near future. The Drin Committee, among other things, will be of great value regarding the implementation of the EU Water Framework Directive in the area, and together with the bilateral and international processes already established in Southeast Europe, namely the Agreement on the Protection and Sustainable Development of the Prespa Park area, etc., and the others, will create a concrete basis for the sustainability of the ecosystem of the Drin Basin and the prosperity of its surroundings. Points, I would like to take the opportunity to inform you that Greece has completed the ratification process of the agreement on the protection and sustainable development of the Prespa Park area, and we are looking forward to enhance this cooperative and synergetic framework. Additionally, Greece, as a member state of, has already the ability and the will to cooperate with neighboring countries in order to promote together sustainable development, assist them implementing, creating EU environmental acquis and the EU values. Today, by signing this joint agreement, we express our determination to be actively involved in cooperation and the enhancement of transboundary cooperation in the Drin Basin. We believe that our common work, exchange of experiences and best practices, and the mutual treatment of environmental issues in the area will strengthen the links between the neighboring parties and build solid relations as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, General Secretary. I would like now to ask Mr. Izzedine Butici, Secretary General, Minister of Infrastructure and Environment, Kosovo. Please.
Thank you, Dimitris. Dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy that on behalf of the government of Kosovo, today I present the ceremony of the endorsement of the Drin Strategic Action Program. Today, the whole world, including all countries, is facing a very difficult challenge, such as the COVID-19 pandemic. I hope that all of us together and all countries separately will overcome the situation with as few consequences as possible. Strategic Action Program is a very strong testimony and message that despite the difficulties, we find the strength, the ways, the opportunity to cooperate and address all common challenges. So our commitment is being shown in double form by signing the document itself, but also by the time of the signing. The adoption of Strategic Action Program for us represents a very important step forward towards strengthening the joint management of shared water resources. The work done so far with activities such as studies, capacity building activities, implementation of pilot projects, activities with stakeholders, up to the preparation of ASAP, serves as a strong foundation, not only to understand the common challenges and problems for the joint management of water resources and to determine the common goal of the objectives, but it will serve all of us who are present here to further strengthen our cooperation and to implement concrete activities to improve the water quality, reducing water stress and reducing human impact in line with IWRM and WFD principles. Dear colleagues, on behalf of the Kosovo government, let me thank all of you who are involved, whether as a donor or as an implementer. GAP, UNDP, GWP, UNES for the work done so far, as well as for your commitment to continue to support the future. I also thank my colleagues from Albania, Greece, North Macedonia, and Montenegro for their cooperation. Thank you very much.
Secretary General, thank you very much. I would like to ask Ms. Gerta Lubonia, General Director, Water Resources Management Agency, Albania, for her statements.
Dear Dimitris, dear participants, first of all, I would like to thank you for this event made possible in this difficult time. The good management of water is one of the priority for Albania government. The approval of a strategic action plan, it's an important landmark for Drin riparian country. It provides a strategic framework for future collaboration between our countries and present a new common vision of sustainable development for Balkan region. Furthermore, the recommended cooperative activity will help fill gaps, stimulate great engagement and value to existing regional collaboration toward better river basin management. This SAP is underpinned by strong implementation structure and a commitment to meaningful community and civil participation. I want to thank all of those who have contributed to the SAP, including many who have attended the conference and public meetings during the last couple of years. Because we have working for more than 10 years with the convincence that we are managing extraordinary shared resources, we'll manage to remain focused and despite everything optimistic in this particular and difficult time. Thank you.
Mrs. General Director, thank you very much. The voice of God, here I am. I would like to ask Mr. Momčilo Blagojevic, the General Director of the Directorate for Water Management, Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development of Montenegro, for his statements.
Thank you, Mr. Falutzos. Dear colleagues, dear partners, first of all, I would like to thank you. Today, we can say that we succeed and we started. We succeed to connect us among the basin with support of our international partners. In that name, I would like to say thanks to GIF, UNDP, UNEC, and Global Water Partnership MED, and all other partners until now and our future in our future cooperation. We started with new phase of building our road to fulfill our common goals. And our common goal is enabling better environment for future, but not alone, then together. About 1.5 million people rely on basins' fresh water resources for drinking water. So our united work on protection of this precious resource with all belonging ecosystems will be our final goal. This is a very significant event for strengthening regional cooperation within the Drin Basin, and it is our extreme pleasure to promote joint action for the coordinated management of the shared water resources in the Drin Basin, with the aim to restore and to protect ecosystems, and in order to promote sustainable development across the Drin Basin, we have committed to the management of water resources in accordance with the principles of the European Union integration process. By regional cooperation, riparian countries, Montenegro included, will improve access to comprehensive data and information regarding environment and water resources, establishing conditions for sustainable water use and sustainable development of the river basin. Therefore, joint statement will definitely ensure future cooperation through other models and mechanisms which will prove as highly functional in the future period. We will work with strong devotion in order to ensure protection of the environment and better management of water resources. In that name, thank you again and cheers for our future cooperation and future projects. Thank you very much.
Excuse me, technical issues. Thank you, Mr. General Director. I would like now to ask to come forward Mr. Christian Severin, International Waters Coordinator of the Global Environment Facility. Little would have been done in the area, not only the basin, but also the other transboundary basins in the world without the assistance and the support of the Global Environment Facility. Chris, please.
Thank you so much. And let me just give you my greetings here. It's indeed an honor for me today to be addressing you on behalf of the GF CEO, Nokoishi, in celebration of the success that the Drin River Basin countries have reached today to get to this point. I want to recognize our host organization, DWP, and the multiple stakeholders has been working intensively to make this virtual gathering become a reality. Thank you so much for that, especially looking at it in the light of the lockdown we all are under. I think it's a tremendous achievement and something that indeed it's a testament to the importance of this work we're doing here. As you all know, water is extremely powerful. It cuts through mountains and man-made infrastructure while also connecting people and countries across political boundaries. Water is essential towards ensuring food, water, energy security, while floods and drought strategies and ecosystem services are often closely connected and multiple reinforcing. Ultimately, water is an indispensable resource to securing supply chains for a plethora of private public sectors. The signing of the Strategic Action Program for the extended Drin River Basin marks an important step on the path towards cooperation across borders and within the shared environmental resources that is embodied in a healthy, resilient Drin River Basin ecosystem. Agreed upon priorities towards advancing cooperation between economic sectors, political actors, and natural resource users are one of the key features behind this SAP and its implementation. Cooperation is important, but at times it can be difficult, let alone when it requires coordination at both local, national, and transboundary scales. With the signing of the SAP today, the Drin riparians are illuminating the path for cooperation in shared river basins, not only in this region, but across the world. As evidenced by the current COVID crisis, cooperation and information sharing is essential when addressing issues that demand coordinated response across borders. Such processes have to be underpinned by science, and trust must be built over time to make the gains of collective approach apparent. The DRINSAP is a remarkable example of how such a process can be facilitated and putting in place the right structures and processes for the riparians to advance their joint ambitions for a healthy, vibrant, and productive Drin River Basin ecosystem. You know, with this, I'm looking at a very bright future here. The fact that you've been able to sign this SAP under these circumstances we're in right now just tells me that this is really an important step forward. We, from a GEF side, are looking forward to continue being part of the process over the coming months, and we're looking forward to see the actual signed document, but also, you know, in the future as this goes toward leveraging more financing for the implementation of the SAP. We're truly indebted to everybody that's been part of this. This is what the GF International Waters is all about. It's transboundary cooperation, bringing countries together, bringing all the stakeholders together, and building the trust that makes it possible for us to advance these essential ecosystem services. So thank you so much. We are very happy to be here today. And I know I'm talking on behalf of my CEO and my senior management, wishing you the best of luck for it. And also, as said before, please keep safe and take care of everybody of your loved ones out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. I would like to ask Mr. Vladimir Mamaev, the Regional Technical Advisor, United Nations Development Program, the advice of whom was very important in critical times and who's made possible UNDP to be part of this partnership that started some time ago so as to achieve these results. Vladimir, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. UNDP is pleased and proud to be present today at this significant event of the signing of the Drin River Basin Strategic Action Program. This SAP will be remembered as the first ever in portfolio history of GEF and resulting from the COVID-19 pandemic to be endorsed in the virtual signing ceremony. The Drin River Basin is a critical resource for the people and the environment of the region, and its effective and optimal management is essential to livelihoods, economic development, and protection of key ecosystems in the region. The achievement of an agreed SAP by the 5 riparian countries, assisted by the GEF, UNDP, UNECE, and the Global Water Partnership, marks an important milestone in environmental management and cooperation within the region. Through joint implementation of the SAP, the Drin River Basin countries can improve water governance, preserve livelihoods, ensure food security, and alleviate poverty within the region. The SAP will also facilitate strengthening of key institutions, both at the national level and through the Regional Drin Commission. The process of developing a SAP through the implementation of the Drin MOU was highly inclusive of all stakeholders, from farmer to the minister, and the vision and objectives within the SAP represents the collective and agreed desire of the 5 countries to address the priority threats to the Drin Basin. The signing of the SAP demonstrates the political will of the Drin riparians in moving towards enhanced transboundary cooperation in a defined and structured way. I would like to congratulate the countries for this development. Translating this up into management actions is the next step in protecting the Drin Basin, and UNDP recognizes the significant commitment that the countries are making today in signing this SAP by agreeing to process of policy, institutional, and operational reforms that collectively will reinforce the overall management of the Drin Basin and the establishment of the Drin Commission. UNDP would like to conclude in praising again the ministers, high representatives, and the national experts of the Drin Basin countries and our partners in this achievement, and look forward to future successful cooperation as the process of SAP implementation begins. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vladimir. UNECE has been part of this partnership since 2009, assisting and putting forward all these efforts for the enhancement of cooperation in the Drin Basin. I would like to ask the Director of Environment Division, Mr. Marco Kainer, to address the ceremony.
Thank you, Dimitris. Good afternoon, dear Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, and colleagues. It's also for me a big pleasure to address this really important event, the signing ceremony for the endorsement of the Drin Strategic Action Program. And I would also like to commend you to do so in these difficult times. UNECE, as you rightly said, has been a partner for a long time to support transboundary cooperation and integrated water resource management in the Drin River Basin. Since 2008 already, we have been fully committed to the process by supporting the Drin dialogue, which resulted in signing the MOU, and by providing technical and advisory support. The Drin core group and the establishment of the MOU have laid the foundation for transboundary water cooperation, and that has progressively strengthened the legal and institutional basis. To that end, the Water Convention's provisions have been a helpful model, as well as information resources to draw upon. During the past years, together with the Global Water Partnership Mediterranean and UNDP, UNECE has been providing strategic and technical support for the implementation of the GEF project in the Drin Basin that was just mentioned. The expert working group on monitoring and information exchange has a key role to play by facilitating information exchange between riparians and by developing a common system of monitoring. And we are really glad that we have been part of those to establish that group. The thematic report on the resource nexus that we developed shows that an intersectoral approach can indeed promote integration of sustainability considerations and environmental protection into different sectoral policies and resource management practices. Many actions in the SAP require working with the energy sector, agriculture, and forestry. These sectors can contribute to implementing actions, and at the same time, they can benefit from the synergies. To conclude, the elaboration of the SAP is a major landmark in the cooperation that continues, and with its endorsement, we believe that the work on transboundary water management will even accelerate. We from UNEC feel privileged to be part of this process, and we are committed to provide further support. I wish you all the best. Take care. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Kainer. Mrs. Monica Weber-Farr is the Executive Secretary and the CEO of Global Water Partnership. Monica, please.
Thank you very much. And thank you, all of you, for staying with us and staying together for this important ceremony, which, as was said earlier, is, I don't know that it's the first, but it's definitely unique in the transboundary space, and possibly one of many that will come further along the way in similar settings. I wanted to begin my short remarks by congratulating the Drin riparian countries. Your Excellencies, colleagues, this is no small feat. You're all aware of this. You've been in this, you and your ministries, your teams. You've been in this for 11 years now. And there must have been many moments when you were wondering, where is this going to lead to? How long is this going to last? Will there be a moment like this? And I'm finding it very, very encouraging to see how long you have stayed with it, how much energy you have put to taking an inclusion and a participatory approach to really arrive at a point where the trust was strong enough between our countries that even a last minute point could be adjusted and added to a document right here and now. Had we not had built together that sense of community and trust that we are seen evolving over the last years, a moment like what we have seen today live, if you will, could not have been resolved as pragmatically and easily. And I wanted to just weave into my congratulations to you not just a sense of appreciation for where we have gotten in terms of signing, but where we have gotten in terms of trust, in terms of collaboration, in terms of relationships. And it is these relationships that will take us forward to the important next step, which is a step that will be so important for achieving the Sustainable Development Goals going forward, which, as we all know, without agreements on how we will use this precious and everywhere needed resource water, how we will manage it, that will not be possible without such an agreement. Now, it's great to see organizations, all the 4 organizations that were involved, not just ourselves, but our, if you will, birth partner, UNECE, UNDP, and the GEF here at this auspicious moment. And also you have been with the riparian countries for really quite a long time. And it is the steadiness in relationship, also in support from the GEF, that I would want to commend the organizations to take this forward. It's specifically interesting to see here that what jointly was happening was taking a very practical approach to what is transboundary management, to promote joint action on transboundary water resources management in view of what are the things that actually need to be done. Now, you all know the Global Water Partnership for many years. You know our strength. You know that we work at the interface between institutions, practitioners, stakeholders, academics, and donors in seeing where we can support countries that want to pioneer progress made on transboundary management, but specifically from our side on the African continent and around the Mediterranean, where we're supporting multiple multi-stakeholder dialogues, both in establishing and in empowering cooperation processes and joint bodies which is what this meeting here today, the signature of the agreement, is about. In the Drin, we've been working with you since 2009, and quite an honor, I should say, to have been able to be involved in mobilizing more than 200 stakeholders, institutions, practitioners, academia, civil society, quite a feat across 5 countries, leading to an establishment of what now is a community that has a shared vision, that has trust, that knows each other, also along all the many difficult moments and decisions that are ahead of us. So the basis for all of this was the Drin MOU in 2011, and that is now leading to the strategic action program that you are signing or have signed. I don't actually know what the technical term in a virtual environment for this is. Going forward, there's of course the 2 major steps ahead, and we look very much forward to being able to support them as well. One is the institutional strengthening that comes in the context of building a joint commission, which, the name, the Drin River Commission perhaps, is leading the way ahead. And importantly, related to that, a detailed action plan, which is what is needed in order to mobilize the investments. The agreements on the specific actions are what will prepare the space for financial engagement, whether it is for governments, multilateral agencies, bilateral supporters. None of that will come without the agreement on the specifics. And that's where the structure of a commission, of an institution that can be the mediator and the convener for decisions, that is where the essence comes in. Now, the progress that you have made and that you are looking to make going forward, and that we are humbled and honored to be able to support you in, is progress that is not just about water resources management. It will really support the entire family of sustainable development goals, whether it's the goal on climate action, the goal on life below water, the goal on food security. There's multiple things, including health, but also education, peace, that are so much supported from the water side. And to that end, signing the strategic action program today, right in the middle of the massive unfolding, and not only health crisis, but also economic and development crisis, is something that I commend you on in terms of taking responsibility in action and leading the way for others to come. The crisis will drown precious financial resources, and it is even more important right now to be effective in taking action, and there is no better way to be effective in taking action on water resources management when then doing it through transboundary cooperation. My congratulations to you, to all the supporting teams, also to our GWP team in the Mediterranean region, but most of all to you in the riparian countries. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Now it's the moment that the milestone is picking. I would like to ask the riparians to proceed with the signing of the endorsement of the MOU. this is the first time that this kind is taking place, and it's living 11 with them strategic action program. Thank you for that. Since May, the signed documents against the camera, so as I guess we ratify the fact that we have it.
May I suggest that we all clap? It is possible to do this synchronously.
Right, the correct moment I was thrown out by the system. Maybe this is the universe is sending a signal. You should throw me out of the process after 11 years of that. Now, I have not seen whether you actually have hold the papers against the camera. If you have already done that, then excellent. Congratulations to all. Please, can you all unmute your microphones to join me in congratulating the Drin riparians?
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Good, yeah.
We're moving to the last and final phase. I would like to, we're going to the closing statements. Professor Skoulos, you have been one of the pillars of this process since 2006. Please, would like to hear your views and your statements. Professor Skoulos, can you please unmute your microphone? We cannot hear you. Maybe the microphone, the headset, maybe it's muted.
Çfarë lloja erdhi këtu po drejtë brenda. Ky lloj don të mbyllte shpejnë. Kjo jam bërë. Sa të përshëndetjen se dhe unë antetë dhe.
Maybe we have the video now playing. Excuse for the technical issues. I'm feeling like I'm in live broadcast in TV, and I need to fill in the awkward time that the technical issue is taking place. Well, I guess I'm not made for TV. I'll stick with my profession. Shall we move ahead with the other speakers back? So, Marco, any last words in the ceremony for you?
Yes, thank you, Dimitris. I just want to say that with today's signing of the SAP, to which I again want to congratulate the riparians and also seen the broad involvement of authorities and experts in developing such a broad and relevant set of actions, we can really say that the transboundary cooperation in the extended Drin River Basin has now reached a major milestone and will bring important benefits for all. Among others, I'm sure this will contribute to the implementation of the UNEC Water Convention by the riparians. And this collaboration importantly also supports the achievement of SDGs, notably SDG target 6.5 on integrated water resources management at all levels. And again, just to conclude with that, ECE stands ready to further support your important work in the future. Thank you for your attention, and I wish you a good weekend.
Honestly speaking, results on the ground would not be possible if it was not for the UNDP offices and the team on the ground that has been working alongside with GW Med officers in achieving the results the peak of which we witnessed today. I would like to ask Mrs. Limnia Eltayeb, resident representative of UNDP Albania, for her remarks.
Thank you, Dimitris, and all the government representatives, partner organizations. Today is a good day. I want to thank everyone, first of all, for being here in these coronavirus days and for sticking with it, but also maybe take an opportunity to thank those working on the front line and those staying at home, because I think this pandemic has shown us the importance of working across boundaries and working together collaboratively to find sustainable solutions and to put climate change at the center. I'm exceptionally happy today that we have reached a moment where we can jointly endorse this important document that represents the way forward in the transboundary cooperation in the Drin Basin. This strategic action plan sets out the priority issues and how they can be addressed. And the beauty of this document is that everyone can find their fingerprint, they can find their priorities, and yet it is a shared vision. It represents a shared vision on the priorities as well as a shared vision on the way forward. Now more than ever, we have a common conviction of the high interdependence of our societies, of our economies, and of course, of how we share the planet. The fact that our natural assets hold the key to our future has been brought poignantly to the center stage by COVID-19. The MOU signed in Tirana in 2011, and now this strategic action plan being signed today, is the best example of how biodiversity, environment, energy, and water security are mutually reinforcing, but also linked to our health, our safety, and the socio-economic development. More than 500,000 people in Albania live in Drini watershed, and their everyday living and livelihood depend on this natural asset. They engage in agriculture, in livestock, in fishery, in tourism, amongst others. The Drini Cascade produces more than 90% of the energy of this country. Thus, for Albania, it becomes crucial that this transboundary approach is sustainable, but also successful. As UNDP Albania and the government in Albania, we are pleased to have hosted this partnership. We stand as UNDP by sides of government, by sides of people, and we want to show that with preparedness and response and collaboration, we can make sure that it happens on the ground at local level, at national level, but also at sub-regional level. Individually and collectively, our performance will be judged by our ability to build a future that locks in sustained economic growth, lower emissions, resilient societies, and sustaining our natural resource. This is really, truly a collaborative approach that we are proud to be part of. I sincerely congratulate the Drin riparians on this very, very, very important milestone. The work is to start now on translating this action plan, the SAP, into implementation and investments. A huge thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Mrs. Aldayeb, thank you very much. Mrs. Maria Swoko is the UNDP resident representative in Kosovo, is the other principal project office. Excuse me, I'm not sure how was the UNDP terminology, but please, I would like to ask you to address the meeting.
Good afternoon, dear government representatives, partners, colleagues. It's a great pleasure to join you this afternoon at this signing ceremony, which brings regional cooperation to a completely new level in terms of management of the Drin River. I know that the strategic action plan that was signed today is a result of many years of hard work, persistence, and great collaboration among many partners. And we're truly very grateful to be part of this. As our everyday lives have been interrupted by COVID, and many of us are confined within our own homes, gathering together today, even if just virtually, is really a cause for celebration. And it's a great positive distraction from our COVID impacted schedules. And while we're still gearing up to deal with the peak of the epidemic, our focus is already shifting towards the future that lies ahead of us. We all know that COVID-19 is not just a health crisis. It will have profound impacts on people's lives. A lot of joint and well-coordinated effort will be needed to help people and businesses to recover and to build back better. We know that Kosovo is already struggling with insufficient water resources, and we see that in the future, it will be a limiting factor for socioeconomic development. This, combined with the fact that the climate is getting warmer and the water resources are getting scarcer, increasingly scarce, certainly calls for joint action. So for Kosovo, the Drin River does not only have economic value in providing water for drinking, irrigation, and local industries. It also has great symbolic value with the beautiful waterfalls at its origin. This is the first ever GEF project for Kosovo. In addition to the regional cooperation that it has enabled, the project has also allowed for implementation of a constructed wetland in Kramovic village. It has proven an excellent example of protecting rivers by treating residential wastewater and reducing the pollution discharge into the Drin River. We were planning to organize a stakeholder visit to this site in May, but this will obviously have to be postponed. But I want to say that the invitation still stands, and we hope to be able to host the visit. I would really like to thank you all who've been participating in this really enormous and wonderful effort, and we stand fully committed to supporting Kosovo and working in partnership with all of you in the implementation of the SAP. So congratulations for this great milestone, and please keep safe.
Thank you, Mrs. Soko. Mr. Christian Severin, GEF, anything for closing statements?
Well, yes, I would like to just again reiterate the importance of these plans, and the fact that there's actually been bandwidth enough both within the ministries, but also all the partners to get to this really important stage right now. I'm nearly speechless. It's we all know how important it is to advance our daily jobs and lives, but this is both political. It carries a lot of political importance, but also it's going to hopefully assist countries in dealing with some of the stress they're under right now. They're working across national borders have proven this time around under this current crisis to be, instrumental in addressing the COVID. And so when we're looking at the health of ecosystems, it's been more, unfortunately, it has proven that if we have healthy ecosystems and if we're able to secure our ecosystems, we also have a higher likeliness of addressing some of these vira that are coming. And so it might actually be a case of that right now, where we can show that because we are ensuring the resilience and the integrity of the ecosystem, we are making sure that this region and other regions where transboundary cooperation is being stronger will actually help also stem and dam up some of these other, hopefully not too many other vira that might be coming. But anyway, I just want to say thank you so much to all the stakeholders that's been pushing this. This doesn't happen by itself. It only happens because there's a lot of people that believe in this process, that have also faith in each other's and in management and data management. So thank you so much for doing that. It's a fantastic case for us to bring to our donors as well, showing that this is not a 30-year-old set of tools. It's actually a very newly set of vibrant tools that keep on being revitalized by countries, putting political momentum behind them, and also putting the beliefs in the future behind these tools. So thank you so much for that. It's bringing us new life. It's bringing us a good examples that we can bring to our council members and to our donors. So thank you so much for that. And as I said, we're looking forward to continue supporting this basin and other basins in their way to further transponder cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. It would be great if it would become an inspiration for others as well. Professor Skoulos? It's still not working, Professor Skoulos. Maybe. Yes. Now it's working.
Okay. It is also a great honor and pleasure for me, Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates, Drin partners and friends. This is a very important moment. It is a very important moment in a particularly difficult international situation. From the very beginning, and the beginning goes beyond, before 2008, it was started in 2002 in Johannesburg, when we decided to have agreements and as GWP help countries south of Danube to get into IWRM processes. And we had the Athens Declaration with the Greek government and the Athens-Petersburg process, which led to 2006 Drin dialogue, and then with UNECE, the 2009 dialogue that ended into the Memorandum of Understanding, which is the start of everything. I'm saying that because, as it was just mentioned by Chris, the success is the result of believing in something and of long and continuous efforts. And this nothing good happens by chance. It is the result of a joint commitment of the countries, first of all, because the Memorandum of Understanding and what happened after that shows that also countries that really wish to work overcome difficulties. We saw also this today. The signing of the Memorandum of Understanding was a unique case where we have overcome difficulties with names of countries. And today we find a way, innovative way, pioneering way. So I think internationally, the Drin case is a case to be lifted as an example for other difficult areas. And I think that with the all other partners who came together, we managed to combine our strengths with comparative advantages. Jeff, UNDP, UNICE, and GWP, and GWP Med with the dedicated Drin team. I want to allow me to publicly congratulate also Dimitris and all the experts of all the countries for what we have today, because the strategic action program opens a new phase, I believe, with designated, designed outputs, and not only to deepen the cooperation, but also to start further efforts for strengthening institutions, including the process of having a committee, a commission of Drin, and also of a number of projects for the riparian countries. Of course, the financing is a challenge, and I believe that all partners will assist in identifying the appropriate sources. We've heard already the willingness of Jeff to continue its support. What I can say is that GWP and GWP Med is honored because you have entrusted us the role of the Secretariat of the Drin Core Group. We were there to assist in giving birth to this initiative. We are here to assist the initiative to grow. We will be there as long as the initiative will need us before becoming fully self-sustained. And we are committed to continue with all our, with belief in what we are doing, and with very close cooperation with all of us. We have become a family, actually, in order to benefit the riparian countries and the societies around. Thank you very much indeed.
Before going to the riparians, the leadership of the Drin riparians, when it comes to the Drin Basin, for closing statements, would allow me to thank the people without whom it would be impossible to have these outcomes, which is the designated members of the Drin riparians with the Drin Core Group. They have been, some of them since 2011, championing work in the area to achieve the results. Saying this, I would like to go to Mrs. Geta Lubonia, Albania, for any final statements.
Thank you, dear Dimitris. Water is crucial for our life, and the Drin River for the countries that share it. Now we have in place another important document like the SAP, and which will provide future cooperation and collaboration among countries. Thank you.
Thank you. Greece, Mr. Aravossis.
Yes, I think it was a very important meeting and agreement today, and I think we all should be very happy and proud this cooperation, these synergies that we will have in the future. So I would like to thank all participants for the role they have played, and especially the organizer. And I'm sure that we will have a fruitful cooperation as well.
Thank you. Kosovo, Mr. Secretary General. If there are any final statements, if not, we can proceed.
Very shortly, once again, I would like to thank all of you for your cooperation, for the great progress achieved so far, and your commitment for future actions to going further with joint management of water, of shared water resource. We are looking forward to next steps and action to enhancing the joint management of water resource in the Drin Basin. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Montenegro, Mr. General Director.
Thank you very much. I would like just to add one comment, and that is that we increased our cooperation, and we are now on higher level, and we couldn't realize and obtain anything from this if we don't have goodwill to go further and to increase more our cooperation. And today, within this video conference, we are showing that we really want to go more far and to increase our cooperation and collaboration, and until fulfilling our final goals. So in that name, thank you very much, and I hope that very soon we will have new projects related to implementation of SAP, and to show some other sides of our cooperation. Thank you.
Hopefully, yes. North Macedonia, Your Excellency.
Thank you. Of course, there is no doubt that it will be a successful project. And I hope that what Mr. Aravossis mentioned, in complementary and in synergy, we have to work in a PRESPA, about the PRESPA Lake. So after the political spirit, to give environmental spirit to PRESPA Lake. So nobody will forget the Drin Basin, but as a challenge, I accept from Mr. Aravossis. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all for your time. It has been longer than we have expected. Excuse us for any technical difficulties. It was quite an undertaking. And with this, I would like to say goodbye for now, for the time being, and see you all soon on the fields implementing the strategic action program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
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 Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.